how to become a 200-hour certified hot yoga teacher online. That's the key word, online, and why I believe the online option is really a terrific opportunity for you. Let's just talk about the obvious benefits, and that's convenience. You don't have to get on an airplane. You don't have to pay for a hotel room. If you have a live training in your hometown, the schedule can be very trying. You're going to probably have to be there all day long.
Really? I didn't know that.
The convenience of the online teacher training program and the Barkan Method training only takes 5-6 hours a week. You can do it on your own time, at your own schedule. That's a huge plus, a huge benefit. Convenience. And one of the big cons, a lot of people want to have a live teacher training program. They want to have a live setting to be around people. So I don't believe the online option should be instead of a live training, it should be along with. Let me explain to you what I mean. The Barkan Method, for example, we have numerous level 2 trainings all over the world, actually 5 or 6 this year, and we have 3 or 4 workshops that are scheduled. So once again, I believe the online training should be not instead of, but along with a live setting. Best of both worlds. Before we continue on, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. Any questions or comments, you want to learn all about hot yoga, tutorials, flows, factoids, hit the like and the subscribe button right now. So along with the most obvious benefits, money, time, convenience, I believe that nowadays with technology, the online format gives me so much more flexibility. So I've created, definitely, in my opinion, the most comprehensive teacher training program I've ever created. And I've been teaching teachers since the mid-1980s. The flexibility that I have online goes far beyond any live teacher training program that I can do. Let me explain why. So it's an 8-week course, but you have up to 12 weeks to finish it. Most people take about 9 or 10 weeks. Here's the beauty. You can register for the course and you're not on the clock until you send me your first homework assignment. There's 8 weeks. You're to have 8 homework assignments. We'll talk about what those are going to be in a minute. But you're not on the clock until you send your first homework assignment. And then you have up to 12 weeks to finish it. Like I say, the average person takes 9 to 10 weeks. Some people have taken 15 weeks because I'm a nice guy. I'm not going to cut you off. You want to get through it. You want to build the momentum. So after that last homework assignment, you become a 200-hour certified hot yoga teacher. Now, this video is dedicated to people that take the 200-hour option. Let me explain what I mean by that. In the Barkan Method, you have the option of taking a 200-hour training or a 300-hour teacher training program. In order to become a certified hot yoga teacher, you need to take the 200-hour curriculum set by Yoga Alliance, and by the way, approved by Yoga Alliance. These are the hours that you need for tutorials, alignment, anatomy, all put into this very comprehensive 200-hour curriculum. In other words, you can't take a 40-hour training here and a 30-hour training there, and from another type of yoga, 20-hour training here, and put them together and add 200 hours. It has to be in one particular style, combined curriculum approved by Yoga Alliance. So if you're not a certified yoga teacher, you want to take the 200-hour option, and that is how you become a certified 200-hour hot yoga teacher.
Could you say that again?
So let's talk about what that all entails. Number one, and yoga has exploded in the last 25 years because we do postures, what we call, and I've talked about it on my channel many times, postural yoga. You go to a yoga class, 99% of the time you're going to be doing yogic postures or asana. So alignment is the first thing you're going to learn in the Barkan Method. Proper alignment for every single pose, from beginning modifications to advanced amplifications. And by the way, in the Barkan Method, and I talked about the difference between Bikram and Barkan in this video, check it out after you watch this one. Every posture in the Bikram flow, the 26 and 2, is in the Barkan Method flow. But I've added postures to enhance your range of motion and flexibility. So you're gonna learn every single pose in the Barkan Method, which includes the 26 and 2, from beginner to advanced. Now, if you're interested in booking a call to learn more about the teacher training program, in fact, I'll give you a personal preview on a Zoom call. I put a link down in the description below. And even if you're not an advanced student, it's important to understand how to bring your students to that advanced level, even though you may not be able to do it yourself, but it's important to understand it intellectually. A lot of people like the written word, so I created a free guide, 5 hot yoga secrets every great teacher knows. I put the link in the description below. Click on the link, get your free guide right now. The next thing that I believe that sets the Barkan Method apart is that I'm going to teach you how to teach, not just memorizing a script, or in the Bikram world they call it the dialogue, and just memorizing it word for word, but actually how to communicate those words to your future students in a way that they will hear you. So in the Barkan Method format, on the Barkan Method online format, you're going to record yourself teaching, and you don't even have to have any volunteers. If you do, that's great. You can have your wife or your husband or some friends come into the room. But if you don't, you can lay down a couple empty mats and just imagine you have a full room of students, and now you're going to submit your video to me, and I'm going to coach you to help with your communication skills so you can better connect and communicate with your students. And just to give you an example, a lot of times, 99% of the time when people come to my Teacher Train program, live and online, a lot of times when they start teaching for the first time, they have what I call teacher voice. They have this presentation voice, and they think that's how they're supposed to sound. For example, we're doing a half moon pose, arms overhead, interlace the fingers, index finger release, palms together, tick-tock back and forth, take a deep breath in, reach your arms to the right, push your hips to the left, bring your chest out, bring your arms back, and they talk in this repeated pattern of speech. Now, it's important to have a teacher voice in order to get you through a 90-minute, 75-minute, even 60-minute class. But in the Barkan Method, I'm going to teach you how to break that pattern. Because if you're in that repeated pattern of speech, what happens is a lot of students will just begin, you almost tune you out, especially if you're doing, let's say, a 26-2 class. They know what posture is next. It almost doesn't matter what you're saying, they're going to tune you out. Or you just may annoy students. They may want to just strangle you if you're talking in this repeated pattern of speech for 90 minutes straight. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! We want to break the pattern. For example, let's use half moon again. Arms overhead, interlace the fingers. This is my teacher voice. Bring your arms to the right, push your hips to the left. And because we're reaching over, here's how I'm breaking the pattern. Because we're reaching over to the right, our left heel wants to come off the ground. Push your left heel into the floor. As you push your left heel into the floor, you're going to have leverage. That's how you're able to extend more. All of a sudden, I broke the pattern of speech, became what I call conversational, and that's how you're going to get the student's ear. That's how they're actually going to hear what you're saying and apply that information. Because if you don't break the pattern on a constant basis, they're just going to tune you out. One of the differences in the Barkan world from the Bikram world is we have a different sequence. So if you're coming from the Bikram world, you know the 26-2. So most people know the 26-2 when they come to the Teacher Train program. When you're coming to the Barkan Method training, it's a different sequence. And if you haven't been doing it on a regular basis, how are you going to learn it? I created what I call the sequence drill. I have a senior Barkan teacher, her name is Elisa, and she's in the middle, and I'm instructing her how to move through every single pose. And the way I structured it, you never teach this way because it's moving too fast, but this is how you learn the sequence. Where do we go next? What does the right leg do? When does the right leg come back? When do we go to this particular pose? When we go to that particular pose? You'll learn all about it in the sequence drill, because here's the beauty of the Barkan Method Teacher Train program online. You have lifetime access. So you can continue to watch it over and over and over again until you learn the sequence. In fact, the beauty of the online training, you can watch all of the information, the tutorials. What did Jimmy say about standing head to knee? What did he say about standing bow? What did he say about this particular time in history? Go back to the video and watch it. You have lifetime access, because you can do maybe 10, 12 live teacher train programs with me, and if it hasn't really sunk in, sometimes you forget things, unless you're just a phenomenal note taker like a Barkan senior teacher. Her name is Joe Davis. But if you're not an obsessed note taker or have a photographic memory, you can always go back to the video. That's the beauty of the Teacher Train program. Next, you're going to learn the history of yoga. So many yoga teachers become just exercise teachers. And I even recorded a video once. Check it out after you watch this one. And I say, do you want to just be an exercise teacher or a real yogi? A real yogi is someone that really understands the science, understands the history, has more of a foundation behind their words. And when you understand and grasp the history, and the history has become a passion of mine over the last 25, 30 years doing teacher train programs, in order for us to know where we're going, we have to know where we came from. It comes from a very spiritual foundation. And eventually, at one point, and not that long ago, maybe about 100 years ago, and what I mentioned before is postural yoga. It went from the spiritual intention to the physical intention. And I talk about why that happened. However, we don't want to lose grasp. We don't want to lose sight. We don't want to lose sight of the spiritual foundation, because it's really a combination of the physical, mental, and the spiritual energy coming together. That's the true meaning of yoga. So we're going to learn that in our history sessions from the beginning of time even all the way through present day. And that's going to give you so much information and set the foundation as a future yoga teacher. Another very important and required curriculum in the 200-hour option is anatomy. But then I hired another Barkan teacher named Peter Palladino, and he recorded over 6.5 hours of anatomy, which is part of your program, part of your required curriculum, and it's an extraordinary foundation, introduction to the human body and how it applies to yoga, and it's a requirement, and you'll love those sessions. I was talking about before the flexibility that I have with the online option. I also have a course within the course. Something that I don't teach in my live trainings is a whole course on meditation techniques. So just to give you a foundation history, my teacher is Bikram Chaudhary. His teacher, his guru is Vishnu Ghosh. Vishnu Ghosh's guru and older brother was Paramahansa Yogananda, arguably one of the most famous spiritual gurus that came to the United States from India. He came here in 1920. I became a disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda on March 30th, 1983. So what I'm going to do in this meditation course is teach you all the different techniques that Yogananda had taught me. At the end of each meditation class, each module, there's 8 of them for 8 weeks, there's a guided meditation. So you can do your guided meditation with me whenever you want. So lifetime access to the Barkan Method 8-week online course to become 200-hour certified hot yoga teacher. One thing I forgot to mention, we also have live sessions twice a month. It's not required. We'll record it if you miss it, and you can always play back the recordings. But we check in with each other, people from all over the world, from Iceland, from Australia, from Switzerland, and all over the United States. We check in, go on a Zoom call, we put everybody on gallery view, we check in with each other. It's a wonderful way to connect with the community. You're not just on your own the whole time. So that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you're interested in becoming a hot yoga teacher, I put links in the description below. Click on the link, book a call with me. We'd love to have you join the family. Any questions or comments, put them down below, and I will see you at the next video. Bye, everyone.